do you know what I'm actually like a little ashamed to admit to you in person, staring deep into your eyes?
Do it.
You're a renter.
No, I literally thought they rent. And I was like, oh no, what does that say about me?
Fear impedes innovation. Whack! I call that self-police brutality.
Tech lives matter.
Exactly.
Oh, the audacity.
That's the energy we want. That is it.
I'm like, hey,
You
Pete.
get your pants in Highland Park.
Oh my God, it's so crazy you would say that. Everyone shops there. Why don't you? It's weird actually how it is. So Elijah Wood's wife loves this store. And I was like, it's literally one print to unite them all.
That's good.
Lord of the Rings joke. I'm a nerd.
Oh,
Well,
Right? You got it now?
I gotcha.
You got it?
I'm right
You
there
got
with
it?
you.
It went over.
Uh-huh. Yep. So it turns out when you win a Peabody Award, the next thing you do is take on Silicon Valley.
I guess so.
Why was this the show?
To be honest, it was the head of the network at AMC's, Dan McDermott, who grew up in Silicon Valley, and he'd been looking for somebody to come and do something that captured the culture and the business there. I admitted to him I did not know very much about either, but I'd give it a try. And I went up there for a couple weeks and found it just a very strange, fascinating place that is at the heart of what we all do every day. We interact with this technology constantly, and it's
made by somebody.
It's made by somebody,
right.
and these somebodies are
Exactly right.
are fascinating, strange people who are
Who feel judged by their clothes. That's like a line in the second episode.
Yes,
So it's like scale of 1 to 5. How judged do we feel by our own clothes right now?
That was the first day we ever worked together.
Really?
First day of shooting. I
First
believe.
day, yeah.
First day of shooting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're both like, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we're doing.
And that's sort of the thing that fascinates me as a non-actor is that you kind of have to find it together.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, very much so.
And so what was that? Was there anything that sort of stands out in your mind as being special to this particular discovery?
Yes, actually, a few things stick out. I think it's the culture that is, it comes down from these guys who run the show, but also within our cast alone, we're all artists and we're all trying to do our best, and that we gave each other space to really create and discover the characters, which when you do that, there's a lot of trust that's built between it. And every day I walk onto set and I see who I'm working with, and it just excites me. And I'm like, I got to up my game because they're so talented. And the fact that that space is safe and sacred and means something is the best gift when you work on a project.
I just am always thinking like, God, it must be scary for all of you all.
Lucy and I, though, met.
is.
We did Into the Woods together 13 years ago or something like that.
Whoa!
Crazy.
Wow.
What was who and what was what? And it was their
You were
singing involved.
stepsister. I was other prince.
Yeah.
you did an amazing job. You both did an
Yeah,
amazing job.
thank you.
But he's
That's
got a
why I
big-
got cast in it. He likes Into the
Yeah.
Woods.
I'm one of the people who likes
How
Into
can
the
you
Woods.
go wrong
It's
with that
true.
one?
Yeah.
Lucy, your character is going through a lot, is really not the world's nicest, warmest person. You're looking so shocked. What is the wildest thing that we are going to see from your character in this season of The Audacity?
But no spoil alerts.
Well, the wildest thing is what you discover about her at the
Oh
end,
my
which-
God,
which
Don't do
is-
that.
So you discover, you learn about her more. But I think every episode, every scene, these characters are making bad choices and taking the pretty much, apart from your character, I feel like you're the nicest, most honourable part of the show. Like you're the least ambitious and power
But
hungry
also the
and
most
kindest.
crushed
Yeah, but
in
that's-
the world. I think failed ambition, and then in the way that Silicon Valley can also be blamed for all our problems, even if they haven't necessarily caused them. My guy is someone who's like, these people have kept me from my dreams. I'm not exactly sure how that's happen, but I think
Resentful. You
he
feel
has
you're
very-
resentful.
I think him and Joanne, his wife, I think they're very resentful that they have this incredible expertise that is not valued.
That line it just leveled me. You guys rent?
Exactly.
I'm so glad so glad that worked for you. That's nice. I appreciate
And
that.
just wait, because something's happening there too.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was like, well, do you know what? I'm actually like a little ashamed to admit to you in person, staring deep into your eyes.
Do it.
You're a renter.
No, I literally thought they rent.
Yeah, it's
And I was like, oh no, what does that say about me?
shame.
Oh no, this is the last group of people I want to feel like I relate to.
Well,
No.
it's stupid, but when I went up there, one of the most impactful interviews that I had was with Sotheby's real estate agent, who took me around and showed me a patch of grass that was across from Steve Jobs' house. And it was selling for 18, and I mean a half an acre, maybe 3/4 tops, $16 million for a patch of grass.
And someone's going to buy it.
And it is, and this is the neighborhood that Joanne, the psychiatrist, live in, adjacent to it. They live in Professorville, which was where Stanford professors used to be able to afford a nice little house, and now those houses are, $10 million easily.
Yeah.
And what happens if you were a Stanford professor and you were renting and you just kind of kept going for a while? You're completely priced out, and there's no place for you to go, and it is a fairly a surprisingly large bit of the plot goes around that.
Ooh, I could see why, because I was like, dang.
Yeah, I mean, it really points something out that like the whole show is about, which is these people who are so powerful and are creating our lives and creating our future. They're so desperate for the next thing and the next piece of power, and what happens to their humanity and the people around them, like Jonathan says, they're bulls in a china shop that ends up with a lot of broken china, and that's just they broke that community. I mean, it's just broken. Like these people can't live there, and they're trying to provide this service. They're trying to. They used to be upper middle class people, and that is way in the rearview mirror. And it's shocking.
I find myself wondering when watching the show, but also just in day-to-day life, how can this continue?
Can't.
It's unsustainable.
Correct.
And so it's like the hijinks and like the hilarity and like you're desperate to find like your stupid fucking cube. I'm like, oh, Billy, I want to punch you in the face.
That's not the first time someone said that.
Yeah.
You get punched quite a bit.
Oh,
watching.
good.
We enjoy beating up Billy.
And Gina, why is this like the perfect follow-up to such like a gangbuster show like Killing Eve for you?
Psychopaths, more psychopaths.
More.
We love them. It's interesting. Like what we tried to do on Killing Eve is, we tried to make them human, right? Like, so that was really the way in when Jonathan asked me to produce this with him. That was my way in. It was like, that was interesting to me, right? It was, I don't really know a lot about the tech world. I read and I do it. I have a child, so I'm, I stay on top of it, but I don't really, it's not my world.
Sure.
I loved these characters.
I mean, that's probably good,
And,
right?
well, I love the characters, and I love that it was about families, and I love that it was always trying to sort of dig out the hope in it as well, which the kids do in this show. And if you keep watching, and hopefully you will, you'll see that there are hope. They are our hope.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
And so tell me what you found to be, you're talking about the challenge of like finding these characters and everyone giving each other space, but like nuts and bolts, what's something that happens where you were like, oh my God, can I actually pull this off?
Actually, that's a great question.
Do you know who you're talking to? He's the most fearless actor.
Nothing is impossible.
Correct.
That's why I love watching you. I never know what you're going to be in next.
Yeah, neither do I.
That's great.
I think honestly, it's when you collab and work with someone like as brilliant as Jonathan Glatzer here, you feel unleashed and that you're able to take the biggest swings in the world. And again, that's what the demanding nature of the character Jonathan's created. It has to be that way, and you can't go into it fearful.
Well, if I can repay the compliment, the character needs to be audacious. He needs to be cocky as hell. But there's a deep insecurity inside of him. And when Billy first read for the part, it was really within seconds where that's it. That's who I had in my head, combined with what he brought that I couldn't possibly have in my head because it was in him. And it was this ability to change gears so quickly within a phrase, within a word. He goes from that arrogance to a little boy, and it was the thesis of the show is to say these people are also people, and they are fallible, and they may not like that. It may not sit very easily with a lot of people in Silicon Valley who want to be the purveyors of the future, the writers of the future, but they are human, and they are subject to the same slings and arrows as the rest of us.
Sure. I mean, and it's that kind of nuance and understanding that makes shows so interesting and why it's so exciting that you already have season 2.
I know. Season 2.
And what kind of confidence does that give you guys when you know that the show hasn't even run as of this recording, and yet AMC is like, we want to keep hearing this story.
I like. Don't you like when
The bar's high. The
Yeah,
bar is
right?
high.
Yeah.
And
Pressure's
we are
on.
not easy on ourselves, you know. And
sure.
we like to. The bar's high, and we want to keep it there.
also like the grace that AMC was able to just trust everyone here and instill that confidence of being like, oh, we believe in you guys, and to give us the
Yes.
space to do it. It's
Yes.
unbelievable. So
Yeah,
thanks, AMC.
you're like The Walking Dead, but with computers and shit. Yeah.
Well, they really know. I mean, there's who does it better than AMC? Like morally complicated characters, right? Like this is these.
Let's call it out. Mad Men, Breaking Bad,
Yes.
Better
Yep.
Call Saul,
Yes.
Love and Catch
Yes.
Fire.
I mean-
it's an illustrious list, and I've got to thank Kristen Dolan and Dan McDermott
Yes.
both who really look. It is a show that most companies couldn't make even if they wanted to, because it is about tech, and for them to step forward and say, oh, we can do this. And we can, in order to do this and to do it well, we actually have to do it with confidence. We have to say, we're backing a second season right off the bat. And the show was greenlit off of the first draft of the pilot. That's confidence.
It sure
And
is.
That's a swing, and I'm so glad that they feel that it was worth it, that it was a risk worth taking, but it was a risk, and that is something that Hollywood television right now is not really known for.
Yes.
Exactly.
And so we are
Preach,
incredibly grateful for
Yes.
that. It is also the only network that you'll get, major network out there, that is not owned by a major corporation.
A
conglomerate.
huge deal these days.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so thank you for doing a show that also helps me understand that therapy is deeply important. And I say that as
But get a good therapist.
That exactly.
Better one than
And
perhaps
then I
some
say
of
that
those.
as I get on my iPhone, and then I use all my technology, and then I ignore my therapist, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank-
Take care.
People act like we took something, as if we didn't build everything they touch. But where's our parade?
I am going to start throwing things.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Carl, just breathe.
You breathe.